What's good, everybody? It's your boy Tico on Blitz, back at it again with another video. And today we are going to be talking about this guy being the T-62A, the Tier 10 Soviet tech tree medium tank. And what comes to mind about the T-62A is a lot of things. It's got good levels of DPM, it's got really solid armor, and solid maneuverability at that. When we go and take a look at the stats of the vehicle, you can already see that the turret is upwards of 255 millimeters thick, and the front of its hull is upwards of 140. If we were to go ahead and take a look at the armor profile of the vehicle right here, this is what you can expect against a Caro 45 ton. It may not look like it, but the upper plate can be extremely troll when you put it at an angle like this, to where if you're trying to poke over a ridgeline, or probably the slightest ridgeline at the slightest bit, then the armor profile of this vehicle becomes an auto ricochet on the full-on upper infrastructure, having upwards of 265 millimeters thick. But if we were to take a look at the flat ground capabilities of this vehicle right here, that's where it all changes. The upper infrastructure can be a pen, as it's upwards of 237. But the turret, on the other hand, is where this thing becomes extremely deadly. It's upwards of about 200 to 300 millimeters thick in some cases for the majority of spots that occur on the turret. When loading the APCRs, these two little cheeks right here on the side of the gun mantle do end up opening on up to a small margin, but the remainder of the turret is still going to be too thick to be overmatched with premium AP. Even when running calibrated shells, even these troll spots that occur on the turret cannot be overmatched. And the hatches, on the other hand, are going to be a pretty hard hit at that, as well as the weak spots on them are pretty much non-existent on this vehicle. Side of the vehicle looks like this. The side of the turret is upwards of 178 to 212, and this troll spot right here that occurs within the front, and there's one also in the back here too. Also upwards of about 300 millimeters thick in some cases, to about high 200s while at that. And then the full-on side is upwards of 78. And then the full-on rear of the vehicle, the back of the turret is actually pretty solid, upwards of about 80 millimeters thick. And then the full-on rear is upwards of 47. HEs can be vulnerable to the back, but the back of the turret, on the other hand, is still going to be pretty thick in order for HEs to cut right through it. And then DPM factors, this tank has 3,216 damage per minute with a 6.16 second reload time. So then for average pen factors, 265 on the standard, 339 on the premium, and 54 on the high explosive, combined as well with 330 on the standard, 280 on the premium, and 440 on the high explosive, combined with a pretty solid 3-second aiming time with .277 dispersion. And then finally, maneuverability-wise, the tank goes at a top speed of 55 kilometers per hour with a pretty solid reverse of 20 and a pretty reasonable power to weight of 19.1 while at it. Really, the T-62A is meant for is just getting a lot of troll bounces here and there. It's like something that I could picture probably similar to that of a heavy tank brought down to a medium. I mean, the front of its hull is upwards of 140. That pretty much compares to IS-4 frontal armor, but placed on a medium tank, which is actually really crazy to think about in terms of that. So anyways, here we are in our first game. Let's see how we can fare well in this one. And in terms of mediums, they have a 907, and they have a 120 as well. And I have a bat chat, which is good. So we're just going to continue over towards the hillside right over here and see what we can do to outmatch our opponents. So we're going to try to find a good spot to plant our tank to see if we can get any of those troll bounces that occur within this vehicle right here. So we got the 907 already spotted. Let's see what else is going to poke on out. Let's see, we got the 907 right there. There he is. Nice chunker into him for 370. Looks like the majority of their vehicles are coming up here at the moment, and our team is along with that. We got a Foch moseying on upwards a little bit as well. I'm just going to go ahead and back on up just a bit. Let's see, we got a 120. Ooh, ammo rack. Crazy. All right, let's see. Is this Foch going to continue moseying on upwards? He's probably going to bait me in the process, but let's see what else we can spot. K91 off to the side. There's the Foch once again. Fortunately, not able to get a shell into his hatch, as that hatch is extremely troll. for that matter. So we're going to see what else they got. They got a 183 off in the back. There's a nice chunker into him for 364. Going to keep our adrenaline on at the moment. We're going to get another nice tap, or a miss for that matter, into the 183. That's totally fine. All right, so we're going to mosey on up once again. Let's see if we can get another tap into him. There we go. K91 is moseying on up too, so we're going to go ahead and reload. Going to fire a premium shell to the side of his turret. 295. I'm going to continue to stay put right here. Let's see. 183 off in the back. He's probably going to poke again or not. Got the 50B off to the side as well. There's a nice chunker for 334. Foch is going to continue moseying on upwards. What that? All right, we're just going to go ahead and move on upwards just a bit. Got the 50B off to the side. He is behind the ridge line, which is fine. Looks like he's going to be moseying on back here. We were able to spot him just at the teeniest bit, but he probably is going to mosey on back. So we're just going to stay put right here for the time being. All right, so got the 183 spotted. Barely. All right, we got the Foch over here too. There's a nice chunker into his hatch for 350. All right, we're going to stay put right here. That Foch is going to continue moseying on out right there. Going to get another slap into him for 312. We're going to reload once again. I don't really care if he gets a shell into me. That is an unfortunate bounce upon his behalf. And that's an unfortunate bounce upon my behalf as well, as he did end up angling at the last second, which is totally fine. K91 is spotted right over there. We're going to see if we can try. Oh, never mind. Not able to get a slap into him. But he is going to continue moseying on back over there. So we're going to get a nice tap into him for 266. A little bit of a low roll considering I'm running standard ammo on that. So we got the 183 as well. Nice tap for 371. I don't really care if he hits me, so... And we win on base cap, which is good. So we did end up holding the enemies off pretty well in this one, but it was unfortunate that we could not get as much damage out further as possible, as we did end up winning on base cap due to it being supremacy. But 2,979 damage, blocking 500 in the process, doing second on the team, putting up some pretty solid stats while at it. Alright, so we are going to get into game number 2. You can already see that when this tank is used hold down for the most part, it's going to be a pretty hard time trying to hit it for that matter, or pen it. So anyways, second game, let's see. We got a bat chat on our side, and we got a couple of other TDs that are hopefully going to try to come along with us. All right. So anyways, let's see what they got in terms of meds. They have another bat chat, and that looks like that is it in terms of that. So we're going to continue going and pushing onward towards the river right over here. That bat chat is probably going to mosey on over as well. So let's see if that is the outcome. Alright, so it looks like it isn't, but I'm going to plant myself right along over here just in case if anybody tries to push on up, because this tank has very solid turret armor at that. Alright, yep, there's the 95E6 right there, so we're going to get a nice tap into him. Reloading once again, we're going to get another nice tap into him for 317. That's the beauty thing about having DPM, is that you can just dump out shells just like that. And we lit him on fire, too. We are just ruining that player's day. And a max roll of 413 while at it, so we're going to reload once again. Get another tap into this Conqueror. This gun just feels absolutely nice. When you're able to just dump out shells just like that is absolutely insane. Combined with a very solid reload time like this one, as a matter of fact, as well. So we're just going to continue moseying onwards over here. We're going to push on upwards right behind this Yo. Hopefully this T110E3 doesn't spot me in the process. So we're going to mosey on upward over towards him. We're going to get a nice tap into his hatch right there for 323. We're going to stay put right here. E3 is going to continue moseying on through. He angles at the slightest bit. 277 shot. We're going to continue farming this guy right here. We're going to get... Unfortunately, that shell did not end up penning, but we're going to stay put right here. Let's see. Hello, Mr. E3. How are you doing? Good. So it looks like you're going to mosey on down for the time being. Got the Yo right here as well. Unfortunately, that did not go to the outcome as expected, so we're going to back on up just a bit. Make sure that this E3 has trouble trying to hit me in the process. Looks like the Yo's going to back on down just a bit. We got the 183 off in the back, too. Fortunately, I missed, and it looks like he missed, too. He misfired the HE, which is good. All right. We're going to stay right here. Hello, Mr. Yo. Unfortunately, that didn't go where I was aiming as well. We're going to continue staying put right there. There we go. 316 shot into the Yo. We got the T-110E3 moseying back on up, and it looks like he is angling once again, so we're going to see if we can get another tap into him. Unfortunately not, and we do get penned by the Yo. Alright, so it looks like this guy's going to stay put right there. Or these two at the time being. There's a nice tap into his hatch right there, so we're reloading once again. This guy pretty much is just going to activate his shell reload boost, and he ended up making a dire mistake as he didn't realize that one of my teammates was right there at that. Alright, hello Mr. E3, how are you, good sir? We're going to bait the shell, and it looks like that he did fire premium, which is alright, but these are the only two enemies that are left at the moment, so we're just going to go ahead and mosey on over through this way. Hopefully that 183 is probably trying to... So I do want to be careful. I probably just want to remain put right here for the time being, unless if I know exactly where that 183 is at the moment. So I'm going to take a little poke right here. Not able to spot him. Okay. Alright. But I do... Yep, I figured that he was going to push on upwards right there. Alright, so we're going to get a nice tap into the 183. He does fire, which gives me the opportunity to mosey on up towards him and see if I can get in behind him. There's another nice tap into you. Alright, we're going to go ahead and bait him one way. There we go. And you are dead, good sir. That is very solid. So we're going to mosey on upward towards this enemy T-110E3, and he does get finished off in the process. And we broke past 4,000 damage while at it. That is the beauty part of having a medium like this with solid amounts of DPM, is that you can literally annihilate your enemies big time. So 4,262 damage. Wow, our Hori put up a pretty good fight as well. Doing second on the team again. Pretty solid game at that. Alright, so continuing on forward, we are going to be getting into our third game right here. This tank just feels absolutely incredible with the amounts of things that it has going for it. Sorry about that. I just had to, excuse me, adjust my webcam for that matter. So, it is kind of relatable to the Object 140, considering that both of them have pretty solid damage factors. They have similar levels of DPM. It's just that the only difference is the Object 140 does not really have as much armor as this thing does, which makes the T-62A a pretty hard tank to face on the battlefield at that. So here we are in our third game. Looks like they have a Kraken player and a WZ-113 GFT at that. So let's see. I got some guys coming over towards the right side with me. Alright, we're going to maneuver ourselves a little bit over here. Alright, let's see what they got that's going to poke on out. Alright, we're just going to sit right here for the time being. In terms of mediums, they just have a Leopard. Okay. Alright. Comp Panzer 50's moseying on up too, which is alright. Alright. So here we go. We're just going to plant ourselves right along the base right here and see what ends up poking on out. Oh, they already got an E5 spot. It looks like he's going to continue pushing on forward. Yep, here comes a 7.52. There's a nice chunker of damage into him. We got the E5 moseying on up too, so let's see if we can get a quick slap into him or not. Not able to get a slap into that 7.52 at the moment, but he probably is going to poke on out once again. So it looks like our mouse is going to need a little bit of some help right here. Oh, we got the 183 off in the back too. He's going to continue moseying on forward too. There's a nice chunker into the 183 right there. Oh, it looks like all of their enemies are charging in on one spot. Got a Leopard off in the back. Not able to spot him at the moment. All right. So let us see what we can do here. I want to try to see if I can farm out as much damage as possible before these enemies do end up annihilating us for that matter. Oh, the Leopard's going to poke on out just a bit. Fortunately, that shell missed, but that's totally fine. I'm just going to go ahead and back on up just a little bit and see. There comes the Leopard right there. Nice chunker for 335 into him. We're reloading once again. Let's see if he's going to poke on out once again. This might be a loss considering that my team is not holding the best of their advantage. Alright, so here comes the 7.52. He's going to continue moseying on forward. There's a nice chap into him for 347. Reloading once again. 3, 2, 1. Another nice tap into you. Alright, 3, 2, 1. We're going to get a clearing shot into the 7.52 right there. There we go. Nice, solid clear into him. Alright, so then that way I am going to move on back this way. Alright, so it looks like they only have like a couple tanks over towards this side. Alright, but we got bigger threats over there. So I'm going to try to see if I can hold off the flank a little bit. We got the Or the TL7 right there. Nice tap into you. Alright, we're going to reload once again. Here we go. Right into the hatch, unfortunately enough. So I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, he does end up getting a shell into us. We get him back for that one. So I'm just going to back on up just a little bit right there. We do get bounced by the E3, which is pretty solid. Alright, here we go. Another nice tap into you. Here comes the WZ at that. Well, I might be screwed in this one, which is alright. 259 chunker, and he is running, of course. Alright. Gonna mosey on right behind him. There we go. 3, 2, 1. I don't really care if I die in this one. We are still able to break past 3,000 damage in this one. And we were the only one that killed anything at that. But that is totally fine. Hey, I can't complain. This tank is absolutely a beast in terms of DPM and in terms of the armor department at that too. Of course, we were able to do top on the team. This team did not fare well out in the end. But anyways, that is pretty much all there is to come to with the T-62A. I would highly recommend to get this vehicle if you ever have the chance to. If you have any of the necessary credits or maybe free experience that you would have, this would be the medium for you. But anyways, hopefully you guys did end up enjoying today's video on the other hand. And if you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And make sure to turn on those bell notifications while at it so you don't miss out on any new videos. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all.